for the system to put in the system, the jockey pump, right? The jockey pump stop point should equal the pump churn pressure plus the minus supply static supply pressure, right? I think this all point will be clear once we'll go to the exercise, so don't worry about that one. There should be 10 psi difference for the jockey pump start and stop, and that way we let's go to the exercise. I think we there will get the correct. This is the fire pump operation graph, right? Here we have the pressure in psi and we have the time in second. Let's say the jockey pump is for the setting point of the jockey pump we have here at 105, right? 105 psi to 95 psi, right? So when the temperature of the pressure in the piping will go. Suppose your fire protection system design. Fire protection system is designed for designed for 105 psi, right? So if there is a leakage in the piping, if there is leakage in the fire protection system, the pressure goes below from 105 psi to 90 psi. So if there is 10 psi loss in the fire, will start here, and again it will go from 90 psi to this level. Once it again reaches the 110 psi, the jockey pump will stop, right? And again it will go in the sequence. It's like that. It will go stop. It will be getting on and off. Until now, look at this graph, the yellow one, right? Where pressure goes to 90 psi, not 95 psi. If 90 psi, if up to 90 psi pressure is going, jockey pump will maintain that. But if pressure much further goes above 10 psi, let's say 20 psi lost in the system, what will happen at that time? What will happen at that time? It's look like this is an actual fire. Now this is beyond the capacity of the jockey pump. Jockey pump or the maintenance pump cannot that time fire pump is shut after that. And again pressure goes to 110 psi, fire pump will be shut off. This graph clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. So we have one calculation, right? We have one example, right? Let's say our pump is GPM flow and 100 psi pressures, and the churn pressure, the churn pressure of the pump is 11 psi, and we are getting a few supply. That is the minimum, and the maximum is the 60 psi from the CT maximum supply. The suction supply from the CT we are getting 50 psi also minimum and 60 psi the maximum, right? And now we have to size at what pressure jockey pump will stop, right? So the jockey pump will stop at 115 psi, right, which is the churn pressure of the pump, the main pump, right, plus 50 psi we are. So if pressure goes 165 psi, jockey pump will stop immediately. And when pressure goes 10 psi minus, if there is a difference in the 10 psi in the system, if pressure goes further to 155 psi, jockey pump will again start. Here it will stop if the system say goes to 165 psi, and the pump will start with 10. If it is the first pressure like 165 psi, the jockey pump will stop, right? And if there is 15 psi loss, right? 15 psi, like 10 plus 5, like 155 minus 5, the pressure goes to 150 psi. The fire pump will start, the main pump will start. What is the idea behind that? And now to fulfill that flow, the jockey pump is not enough to. It's always in the system or I didn't activate it. Jockey pump will not supply that much flow. Jockey pump is just for the maintenance pump. It's called the maintenance pump. The fire pump will start at 150 psi. So the maximum churn for the churn pressure will be 115 plus 60 psi equals to 175 psi. This is all a calculation for the setting of the fire pump in the controller. Again, I said there is a controller, there is a pressure switch inside the control panel digitally, and it will go accordingly. You got the point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, the maximum pressure in the system cannot go above 75 psi. So if pressure goes above that, it means we have to, our fire protection system will damaged. Most of the fire protection system designed for 175 psi as for NFPA. Does that make sense? You guys are there?
Yes, it does make sense.
Oh, okay. Now here come activity for you guys. That makes sense. Just now, all of you guys going to design a fire protection system. You have to select a pump, right? The capacity of the pump is 500 GPM. 500 GPM at 50 psi pressure, right? The churn pressure is 60 psi, and the suction supply is 0 psi, right? Now you have to you have to do the fire pressure settings, right? 50 psi the pressure from the pump pressure. 60 psi is the churn pressure. 0 psi suction supply. Now you have to do pump setting in the control. I'll go directly to the solution so that we can do. The answers to the question is that the pump pressure is 50 psi rating of the pump, and the churn pressure is 60 psi. What is the meaning of churn pressure? You guys, I think I just discussed a while ago, right? You guys are there?
The remain pressure.
Yeah.
0.
So we have 50 psi pump pressure, and the churn is 60 psi. There is no suction. No, not the prime pressure. No. The suction supply is a 0 psi, right? So we have to do the setting now, and after the commissioning of the pump, we have to put the pump into the operation and do the settings, right? So what time jockey pump will start, right? Jockey pump will start at 60 psi. Okay. The jockey pump will stop at this 60 psi. Okay, at the churn pressure. Pressure can never be in fire protection system more than the, and once, so it will stop at 60 psi, and if there is a leakage in the fire protection system, water is getting out and the pressure is getting down up to 50 psi or 10 psi difference, jockey pump will start. Again, the pressure goes to 60 psi, jockey pump will stop, right? And if the pressure goes 45 psi, the fire pump will start. So what is the bottom line of that? 10 psi pressure loss can be, right? If the pressure goes below that one, it means that is a real fire. Okay, it is not my ability to lift the water. You got the idea? Anything beyond 10 psi losses, the main fire pump should be start. In the fire protection system, we have closed the discharge gate valve, and we want to make the churn pressure capability of the fire pump exactly. Okay, I think we just rule of thumbs, right? Rule of thumbs. There is a 10 psi loss in pressure can be maintained by the jockey pump. More than that cannot be maintained by the jockey pump. So we need to start the fire pump. So every fire pump installation, when you install your fire protection system into the service, right, you have to do the pump acceptance test, which is required to witnessed by the contractor, the client, the fire protection consultant who approved the drawing, and one person from the pump manufacturing company. Maybe he should come, and all those person will be witness all those things together. Now, NFPA 25 permit, three different methods for measuring the pump. I hear that there is, okay, there's some guy who are active, but they are not participating. Only 3 or 4% are, participating in the group discussion or any kind of the problem and all. Yes. Or you guys are not able to hear my voice.
No, we hear you, my friend.
But I see there is no sound from other side.
They keep quiet because they listen to you.